Hey, Bianca here, and welcome to Teach Like Bianca. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some teacher hacks to save on back to school supplies. So this is for teachers or for parents, or if you're a teacher parent teacher like me, then these hacks are going to be tremendously helpful for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you're really thinking about sticking to a list of things that you need, either for yourself or as a teacher or for a child, you want to really stick to the list. Don't get things that are off the list or get things that are over the top, because I'm going to tell you, as a teacher, I see my students throw away so much stuff at the end of the year, or I have a bunch of things that they don't use at the beginning of the year that I stockpile for a student that came in, a sixth grader, came in with a bunch of Post-its, and he had them in a baggie with his name across it. So he had all this stuff in his backpack, and he was carrying an instrument, he was carrying his lunch. We don't have lockers at our school, so he had to carry all these things, and that was something that wasn't on any teacher list at the school as a sixth grader. So I took the Post-its and I just put them in the back cupboard for him, and then on the last day of school, or the day before the last day of school, I gave him all the Post-its back because they were never used. And what happens is, if students, if they don't think they need something, especially middle schoolers, they'll just throw it away. It is brand new and they will throw it away. As a teacher, we will grab those things and utilize those things and save them for next year. But if you're a parent, you don't need to overbuy or buy things that is not on the list. Another thing, I am a parent of a high schooler, and I have been able to save a lot of his school supplies year after year. So if he needs to reuse them, or if there's something like an interactive notebook that is great for use for years to come, they're so valuable for students going from middle school to high school. You want to make sure that your students hold on to those, and as a parent, you want to make sure that your child holds on to those. And you want to tell them not to throw things away because they don't think that they're going to need it, because it happens all of the time. So make sure you really emphasize hold on to your supplies. My next tip for a hack is shop at home. So look around your house. There's a lot of things that you can use in your classroom as a teacher, and you can use as a parent to give to your student. Now, I just come up with a lot of supplies because I buy a lot of stuff. I love having pens. I also like having notebooks, so I always have a lot of those things just laying around, or inside of my file cabinet, or possibly just free pens that I gather and get from everywhere. Those are some things that I can give to my son that he can use for his own school supplies as well. So look around your house. That's a big hack that a lot of people don't do because they just want to go out and buy new and fresh. The next hack is consider the source. So a lot of people go to Target or Walmart to buy their school supplies, a lot of families and teachers included, but you can buy some really quality things for a very low price at some places like Office Depot, Office Max, and a lot of people think, oh, it's going to be really expensive because they're actual office stores. But in reality, you can get in on their back to school savings where they have 10-cent deals on notebooks, and they just put a cap on the notebooks for, like, you can get a quantity of 50, but for 10 cents, and you could stockpile those. Or you could get pencils. They have 1-cent deals as well. So they have some really great deals, but you got to be very diligent about watching for those coupons and watching for those sales that happen at those type of stores. So Amazon Prime Day is also a great time to buy your back to school deals, especially a box of pencils, 100 pencils, and the good kind of pencils, not those ones that break all the time in the pencil sharpener. A good pack of pencils that is going to last you all year long, because, remember, pencils can be a teacher's friend, a teacher's enemy, and parents, you want to make sure that your child has a lot of pencils, because that's probably the number one thing that they go through. Also, check some of your grocery stores, because since it's not a regular store that sells school supplies, they will have a lot of school supplies on hand that they want to get rid of as well. So you want to check places like Safeway or Kroger or QFC, wherever you are in the country. It might depend on what type of store, but check some of those grocery stores because you will have some sales that you won't see anywhere else. Next one is thrift stores. And if you haven't been to a thrift store to get some school supplies, you are missing out 110%. Remember, the whole pencils is our friend and enemies. So you can get 100 pencils, and now these are not new. They come in all shapes and sizes and different types, but you can get a bag of pencils for $2. $2. And those are the type of pencils that you want to get. A lot of times, especially at the middle school level, because students travel from class to class, or even the high school level, they're going to lose their pencil. Having those pencils on hand and just having them to give and not to worry about it, because sometimes you don't want to lend out your good pencils or lend out your good pens. Go there and find a bunch of stuff that you could just put in a old coffee container that you can have your students just grab from when they need to. And it's only a couple dollars. Check out thrift stores, Goodwill, Value Village, whatever's in your area. Check those out because they put them together. And also check out your local Dollar Tree. We get a lot, which it's not $1 anymore, so I think it's gone up, but check it out. We have, as teachers, we get a lot of supplies for our school at the Dollar Tree, like composition notebooks. Their pencils aren't that great, but you can get some like red pens for correcting, or whiteboard markers, which I love to get there for students. You can get the little mini ones. You can also find a variety of different things that you could tailor to your classroom, or just to create the scene at home for having a homework area, homework desk. Make sure you check out Dollar Tree or your local used to be dollar store. And my last one is shopping early or shopping late. And for me, I'm a shopper late type of person. So I always wait to the very last minute to go and start shopping for back to school supplies. And when I say last minute, I say the day before school starts, the day that school starts, or the day after, or that week. Because what's going to happen is all of that stuff is going to go on sale. As a teacher, I will go to Target and buy my classroom folders at Target for only 10 cents. And I would wait to get these folders after all the schools in my area had already started back to school. We think 50 cents is going to be a sale, but this is actually going to be 10 cents in about 3 or 4 weeks. And I had found great deals for buying so many things for only 10 cents at Target. And it's because I waited longer than everybody else. Yeah, you're not going to find some things that you may need, but those are the types of things that if I know I'm not going to be able to find because they're all sold out, then I will get them actually a year earlier or some other time when I see a sale that's going on, or get them somewhere else. You don't have to also get everything at one place. You can bounce around from store to store to get the best deals, especially if you're trying to save and you're on a budget. I remember my very first year of teaching, I bought all of my stuff at the Dollar Tree because I didn't have any money. Make sure you check like Facebook Marketplace, check Craigslist, because a lot of teachers who retire, they give away a bunch of their things. You can really come across some really great finds. Just remember, do it safe. Meeting up with people you don't know. You're going to be able to find some really great deals, especially from teachers that have retired or that have moved on to a different career. You have to be very diligent about looking for these types of offers as well. Those are my teacher hacks for finding back to school supplies and for just kind of trying to save and make sure you're not breaking the budget this school year while you're looking for supplies for your child or for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.